The Friday Night Fun Net is on the air. Everybody, it is 1 p.m. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9 RFD repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9 GCR. And I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your net control station this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing on air and being placed to all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency to straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check in the net. If you're on the sticks, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it due to conditions or you're too far away from it. Give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232. FN 232-3636. The local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first.
AC9GO, short time.
Okay, Mike, AC9GO, got you checked in a short time. Thank you for checking in, and thank you for the great meeting that you're at. We'll put you down there right now. AC9GO. Okay. Any more? I'll tell you what. First, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take, we're doing short time on mobile stations. For those of you who can't stay for the net, you got something else going on, we'll take your short time on mobile check-ins. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. Then after that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of marathons, bike rides, breakfasts, or handfests. Then let me reset.
Jimmy, short time, November 9 or Oscar Tango Charlie. Short time, no traffic.
KL7JAB, Bill in Rockford, no traffic, short time.
Okay, I got two stations at N9OTC. John, a long time no here. Haven't heard you in a while. Of course, since a few days ago during the Skywarn nets. Got you checked in, John Sundry. Have a good evening. KL7JEB, I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in, that's right, your short time. Sundry, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. And any more short time on mobile stations, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Alpha 9. Victor uniform. Michael in Janesville. Short time.
VU, Mike in Janesville, I've got you checked in. Thank you for checking in. Tell you have a good evening. Any more short time on mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9QPO, Paul in Lewisburg, short time, no traffic.
KC9QPL, Paul in Lewisburg, got you checked in. Paul Southerly, have a good evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll catch you on the Monday Night Net. Any more short time on mobile stations, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9SAZ, Daniel, short time, no traffic, mobile.
K9SAZ, Dan in Rockford, short time, got you checked in, Dan. Thank you for checking in. Saturday, have a good evening, enjoy your weekend. Any more short time on mobile stations, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Copy. Last station trying to check in. You got nothing but noise. You might want to increase your power or change location. Let's try that one more time, please.
Kilo Delta 9. Sierra Alpha.
I got the Kilo Delta 9. I need the last 3 letters of your call. Your signal cut out.
Sierra Bravo Alpha.
I got the Bravo Alpha. What's the other letter of your call, please?
Bravo Matt Stillman. Matt down in Stillman Valley. Sierra Bravo Alpha.
Okay, thanks, Rick. I got him. When he said Stillman Valley, I knew who it was. Man, Stillman Valley, I knew who it was. Thanks, thank you, man. KD9 SBA, man, Stillman Valley, got the short time. Southern, have a good evening. Drive safely. Thank you for checking in. Any more short time on mobile stations and Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9 HKX. Short time, Jimmy. I will try and recheck later on.
KD9HKX, Lorraine Roscoe got you checked in short time, okay? You're welcome to recheck in later on during the net. Any more short time on both stations, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, we have total 8 short time stations. As I was going to say, now that we're done with short time on mobile stations, after that we'll take general check-ins. First we'll take general check-ins in northern Illinois, next we'll take general check-ins in southern Wisconsin. After that we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in, see whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of bike rides, marathons, a ham fest, or breakfast. So, okay, we'll do our TechNet segment. Anybody has any questions? Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? If you have technical questions, we'll try to answer them for you. And we'll do the W9 Gene Duncan DX corner in honor of our late great friend and colleague Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Excuse me. Every time he checked in this net, he always had a DX report. And we'll do we'll have our SWAT net. Anybody has any items to buy, sell, or trade on related to hobbies, ramps, radio, or computers, we'll do that. Excuse me. If we have time, we'll try to have a trivia segment there. I regret to say we did not. One person came to our VE testing session, took the test. I regret to say he did not pass. So that's the first time ever since we started doing the VE testing session here in Freeport, we had nobody who did not pass the test. Hopefully we'll have better luck in October when our next VE session will take place. That's put on by State Line at Amateur Radio Club. So, the question, now, tomorrow night here in Freeport, we're going to have our annual cruise night after a 1 year's absence due to the virus. The question is, what kind of car are you driving now? What was your very first car, or what was your first car you drove back when you were in high school? So that we'll be talking about tonight. So, okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. And now we already did the short time station, so we'll do general check-ins. If we have any general check-ins from Northern Illinois, you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KC9GCR, this is W9JTC. Checking in. Good evening, Jimmy.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. No traffic.
J. Scott in Rockford, no traffic.
Okay, I'm trying to be careful so I don't step on anybody here. W9JTC, Jamie and Robert have got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. AC9WW, Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable also. K9MED, Mike and Rochelle, who's also recording this net for future rebroadcast on Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. We got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for roundtable. Thank you for checking in. N9SBJ, Scott and Rockford have got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general checkers from Northern Illinois would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Delta 9, Quebec Delta Papa. Rick Rockford, I do have traffic.
K9QDP, Mike and Rick and Rockford, we got you checked in. Rick, with traffic, we'll get you back to your traffic in a few minutes. Thank you for checking in. Any more general checkers from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
WX9RLT.
WX9RLT, Rick in Loves Park, net control station for the Northern Illinois Skywarn whenever that becomes available in the event of any severe weather. Got you checked in. Rick, you did a great job these past couple of nights this week. We'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general checkers from Northern Illinois with the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
This is KB9ZDD, Mike, outside of Davis, no traffic.
KB9ZDD, Mike and Davis and Steve Takana, got you checked in, Mike. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. There was another station trying to check in at the same time Mike was. Other station, come back, please.
November 9, Chicago Northwestern, Mark in Rockford. No traffic.
N9CNW, Mike, we got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general checkers from Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Once again, any more general checkers from Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9MAP, Carrie and Rockford.
KD9MAP, Carrie and Robert, got you checked in, Carrie. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. Any more general checkers from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Victor Whiskey, KD9 QVW, mobile. I will be short time and listening.
KD9QVW, Angelo in McHenry County, mobile, your short time, you'll be listening. Okay, Angelo, we haven't heard you in a while, because we got you checked in, 73, have a good evening, thank you for checking in. I know you'll be listening. Any more general checkers from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Well, we've had a big turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can just get as big a turnout from southern Wisconsin. 8 stations in southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time. Please call now. Last station trying to check in, unable to copy. Let's try that one more time, please. Okay, one more time for any general checkers from southern Wisconsin, the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, well, it's Friday night, Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, or catfish, buffalo, carp, bullhead, northern pike, walleye, muskie, or crappie. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger, of course, your cheese lovers, or some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Do we have, okay, at this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
Hey, Jimmy, I'll go ahead and check in. This is Tom up here in Janesville, WI-9, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I have no traffic tonight there, Jimmy.
Okay, WI-9 WTF, Tom in Janesville. Before I let you go, are you coming to cruise night tomorrow night here in Freeport, or do you have something else going?
Oh, Jimmy, I wish I could. No, I signed up for work at the last second, actually just 2 days ago. I forgot all about it when I said yes, so no, I won't be attending. I'm sorry about that, Jimmy. Like I said, I really wanted to. I had fun 2 years ago. I was a really good night, and I had fun with it, but no, I won't be participating this year. Like I said, I signed up. I actually went back to my last job driving school bus, and I volunteered to do a charter in Madison tomorrow, so I'll be working all day in Madison driving the Y'all limousine.
Well, I'll tell you what. I believe the festivities don't get underway until about 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. I don't have any information or what website you can go to or anything like that for all the information. So, just wanted to let you know. Okay. Thank you for checking in at the Tom Southern. Have a good evening. Okay. Any more stations from either northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin with Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, let me get my papers straightened out here. Rick, K9QDP, go ahead with your traffic if you would, please.
Okay, just announced the results of this past Tuesday night North American long wires 10-meter net there. Had a grand total of 8 check-ins and panned out for about an hour and 2 minutes there in length. Also, I'd like to mention this is coming up at 0200 tonight. I think it's the last of a series of qualifying runs for CW there from W1AW there for the month of August. And other than that, that's about it there for traffic, Jimmy.
Okay, that sounds good. Rick, the long wires net is held on 28.390 megahertz of 10 meters upper sideband Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Hopefully next Tuesday you get a bigger and better turnout. Thank you for bringing that information there, Rick. Anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay, I got some new information concerning Mel, N9RPN, the trustee of the 39 repeater. He had his back surgery this week. Unfortunately, he is going to be undergoing some rehab. He was at OSF St. Anthony. He was supposed to be discharged today, and I do not know what facility he will be staying at. As soon as I find out any information, I'll definitely let him know. Let's get him where the address of that facility is, and maybe we can send him some cards and letters, and most important of all, let's see if we can get him in HD, so at least he can listen to some of the local nets around there. I doubt it very much whether he can get into the 3.9 repeater for our swap net. I was not able to even to hear it when I was in Belvedere, recuperating from COVID. But let's see if we can help him out. The same thing you guys helped me out there when I was recuperating from COVID, when I was staying at Belvedere. So it'll be a long recovery. Please keep Mel N9RPN in your thoughts and prayers. Okay. Anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, let's go ahead with the TechNet. Well, are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? Or do you have any technical questions? Try to ask them, and one of us will try to answer your questions. Anybody have any TechNet, any technical questions at this time? Please go ahead. Okay, nobody seems to have any technical questions, so we'll move on to the W19 Duncan DX corner. And this is an honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, the king of DX. Every time he had checked his net, he always had a DX report. Does anybody have any DX reports? I can't even talk. Carrie, K9MAP, I know you did not, you were not working at HF this week, so that's fine, no problem. There's always next week. Anybody else have any DX reports you'd like to pass along? Okay, nobody has any DX reports, so we'll move on to SwapNet. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies, ramp trading, or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. You may mention prices over the air, but any haggling should be done either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any SwapNet traffic you'd like to pass along? Please go ahead. Oh boy, we're really breezing along with the breeze tonight, folks. So we'll move on with the roundtable. As I mentioned tomorrow night. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, as far as I know, I have not been able to get a hold of George N9WSQ. But as far as I know, we're still having our monthly in-person meeting of the Stevens County Repeater Association tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at the Freeport Public Library. So you're not doing anything. You're welcome to come over. A huge turnout last month, 11, 12, or 13 people that showed up. So we'll see what happens with Mel N9RPN in the hospital. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm going to try to get a hold of George sometime tomorrow and find out what's going to happen. But as far as I know, our meeting is still on. So, okay. Now we'll get to the business at hand. Tomorrow night is our cruise night. The question is, what kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive back when you were in high school? And what was your first car? Jamie, W9JTC, what do you say?
Well, good evening, Jimmy, and everybody on the net. W9JTC. Boy, that's a good topic there, Jimmy. Yeah, it sure is. Let's see. First car was 1968. Chevelle SS was my first one. I had that before I even had a driver's license. So that was, I didn't have that in high school. I worked on it in high school, but I did it over in Votech in my sophomore year and junior year. Was doing some engine, replaced an engine and did some work to it. So that was kind of the first car. What I'm driving now is a 2006 Chevrolet Equinox SUV, small SUV. Really like that vehicle. I've done a lot of work to it to keep it roadworthy and really enjoy it. I've kind of been a General Motors guy most of my life, so that's just kind of the way I've rolled with it there. Let me reset. I used to have I've had quite a few Oldsmobiles in my time. Cutlass, I had a Cutlass, a Delta 88, and a couple others, but yeah, I was an Oldsmobile guy for a long time. Then they stopped making them, and never had any Pontiacs, though. And my dad, he was a big Buick guy. So anyway, that's kind of the roundabout in the cars. Me and Ford never got along too well. I had two Mustangs, and both of them were lots of trouble to keep them on the road for me anyway. But so I don't know, it kind of soured me against Ford. But my brother, that's all he drives, so it's kind of funny. Anyway, Jimmy, I won't tie it up. I'm getting long-winded as it is. Thanks for being there, sir, and always enjoy the Friday Night Fun Net, and keep up the good work, sir. W9JTC, back to net control.
Well, Jamie, thank you for checking in. that was a list of cars that's for grade A. As long as you General Motors, Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, and the GMC trucks, you bet. Nothing wrong with that. And what did I want to say? As long as you do not buy any foreign-made cars, buy American. You want to go and buy a car. That's all there is to it. Thank you for checking in, Jamie. AC9NW. What is going on with you? Tom and Roscoe. What kind of car do you drive now? What kind of car did you have when you were in high school? And what was your very first car?
Well, I didn't have a car in high school. I wasn't able to get a car until I was out of school and working long enough to save up and buy one. And my first car was a 49 Chevy Coupe. And nowadays I'm driving a 2003 Subaru Forester. It's 18 years old and it gets the job done, so I'm pretty happy with that. AC9NW, back to net.
Okay, sounds H9NW. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for checking in. Yeah, back in the late 40s. Hey, I'll tell you what. When they built cars back in then, they built them right. They're not like you nowadays. That's for sure. Okay, thank you for checking in, Tom and Roscoe. KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle, who's recording this Friday Night Fun Net. What kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school, and what was your very first car?
KD9MED. Well, right now I'm driving a Honda Fit. It's a 2016. I upgraded that from a 98 Blazer that had 298,893 miles. I had driven that for 16 years. So it was like going from a cave to a penthouse. It was just the technological change in that car was something else to go from that much of a difference in cars. But back in high school, I had an Audi ADL that I drove around in Germany for about a couple of years. This is KD9MED, back to net.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9 RFD, Repeater Rock. We're transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Okay, Mike, that sounds good. Thank you for mentioning what kind of cars you had. That was great. Okay, N9SBJ, Scott. What kind of car are you driving now? What were you driving back when you were in high school? What was your very first car? N9SBJ, Scott, are you still with us? Okay, must have been a short time, so we'll move on. KD9, QDP, Rick. What kind of car you drive? Well, that sounds like a dumb question. I probably shouldn't even ask it since I rode with you that Friday, that weekend before Christmas. You came and picked me up there and brought me to your place to run the Friday Night Fun Net. But what kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school, and what was your very first car?
Okay, nowadays I'm not driving a car, nor am I driving a truck. I am driving what they call a Jeep. It's in a class by itself. Yeah, it's a 1999 Jeep Wrangler, It's a TJ model, and it just turned over 76,000 miles. Bought the vehicle brand new back in '99, and so it doesn't really have too many miles on it. But I do get frequent inquiries there wanting to know if I want to sell it, and I said, well, I thank you for the offer, but what am I going to replace it with? So I'm still driving it to this day. And let me see, the first car I had when I was in school was a 1956 Chevy Bel Air. Had a 283 in it with a six-pack and a four-speed. That was an old clunker in itself. Let me see. From what I can remember of that car, I don't think there was a decent window in it. Every window, if I remember right, except for the windshield and the back window, all the side windows had little cracks of some sort in them. Didn't have tinted windows. So that was the first one. Second one was a 64 Plymouth Belvedere, push-button automatic, 225 slant 6. Beautiful old car, and very quiet running engine. Reset. And like I said, currently I'm driving a 1999 Jeep Wrangler, and that's what I'm using here presently, and I don't drive it around that much. But let me see what else here. I forgot the other one there too. It was an inheritance from down throughout the family, and that is a 55 Crown Ford Victoria. And that color is black and white. It's got the green tinted Landau top, sunroof, I guess the early version of a sunroof in it. And also it has the rear spare tire shell that's mounted outside the trunk, and other than that, it's a little V8 engine in it, and I've got that up north. It's in the utility barn up there at some real estate I got up there in northeastern Wisconsin, and that's about it. I go up there on occasion and take it out. Maybe some sort of parade or something up there, but I haven't been up there for the last year or two, so that's still sitting up there, but it's under good care.
That's very interesting, Rick, and I had the pleasure of riding your Jeep last winter there when you came pick me up there. That was great. Thank you for checking in, Ricky. I'm sure we'll hear some more from you during the net, so. Okay. WX9RLT, Ricky in Love's Park. What's going on with you? What kind of car are you driving now? Assuming it's not in the garage and at the repair shop. What car did you drive when you were in high school? What was your very first car?
WX9RLT. I will admit I grew up in the trailer park and very proud of it. Long story short, I bought a small, red Buick, and it was loud, and it was literally a trailer park car. And, man, I didn't even plate it up or anything. Like I said, I just drove it around the trailer park from point A to point B, and it was some good times up in there. And, yeah, like I said, I only paid $100 for it, didn't title it, and just drove it around the trailer park. Nowadays, I can't use a radio-friendly word for the vehicle that I run at the moment, so I'll just be nice and just call it a POS. That thing, it's literally on the last leg. I'm waiting for it to die, so been looking at cars, kind of looking at the Jeep Wranglers, so that's kind of what I'm looking for in my future. Once this thing keels over and hits the junkyard, that's what I plan on getting. Now, I could lie a little bit and say I've got a couple Lamborghinis out in the garage, but, nobody would ever believe that. Over to you, Jimmy, WX9RLT.
That sounds good there, Ricky. Hey, hopefully you'll come up and with that Jeep Wrangler. If at all possible, I wouldn't wait till that vehicle of yours dies. I'd get that Jeep Wrangler as soon as possible. Maybe look around, maybe someone's got it for sale or something like that. You never know. Thank you for checking in, Ricky Webster. We'll hear from you later on during the net. KB9ZDD, Mike in Davis, Stevenson County. What's going on with you? What kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school? What was your first car?
Well, good evening, Jimmy in the net. This is Mike, KB9ZDD, out by Davis. Not a whole lot going on at the moment. Working too much, sleeping too little, but that's just par for the course. My first car was a 1976 Chevy pickup truck. It was a two-wheel drive Silverado. My dad bought it new in 77, and then I drove it when I turned about 17 or 18, when I finally started driving. And drove that sucker. I drove it. My brothers drove it. Now I've got an 08 Dodge Ram, just another beater pickup truck. We do have a nice Suburban for everybody else, but that's definitely my wife's. So the 08 Dodge pickup is what I got now, and I've always been pickups or Jeeps. All right, that's a little odd. Did I kill the repeater? KB9ZDD.
Stand by, Mike. I'm on the hotline. K-Sign GCR.
Excellent. KB9ZDD, back to the net.
This is K-9 GCR with the Finite Fun Net on the K9 RFD repair in Rockford. I don't know how that radio managed to switch over to digital, but that was Kurt K9N checking in on the Finite Fun Net hotline. So, okay, Mike, KB9ZDD, why don't you go ahead and repeat your last transmission, what the phone rang when you were missed. What kind of car you have, and repeat your last traffic, please.
All right, Jim. So the first car I drove was a 1975. I think I said it wrong last time. I think I said 76, but it was a 75 Chevy pickup truck, a two-wheel drive. Dad bought it new in 76 and hung on to it. I drove it. My brothers drove it. It was my younger brother that finally killed it. Since then, I've driven Jeeps and pickup trucks mostly. I'm currently driving an 08 Dodge Ram. Bit of a beater, but she gets us where we're going. We also have a newer Suburban for when we haul all the kids around, but that is definitely my wife's truck. So it's always been pickups and Jeeps for me.
That's great. Okay, bye, Kate. Thank you for checking in. We sure got lucky the past few nights. All we got here was good old rain. But that was about it. Down south of us, people weren't so lucky down in Ogle County with those tornadoes. So, okay. Thank you for checking in there, Mike. Okay. Kurt K9N checked on Friday Night Fun Net hotline. They have already moved to their new location, but he is not yet on the air. He has yet to set up an antenna, but hopefully we'll hear him back on the air soon. Okay. let's continue. N9 Chicago Northwestern. What's going on with you? What kind of car are you driving now? What car did you drive when you were in high school? And what was your favorite? And what was your very first car?
November 9, Chicago Northwestern. Good evening, everyone on the net. Currently driving a Chevy Trailblazer that I love, and I think it's the best vehicle I've ever owned in my life. It's 185,000 miles on it, and it's starting to get pricey to keep it operating, but I can't afford a new one, so we'll keep it going. Back in high school, my brother went into Vietnam, and my first car was his car. It was a 1960 Chevy Impala with a convertible, drop-top Chevy. And the big wings with the fins on the back. And I put Krager SS mobile, jet black car. About Volkswagen, so we had Beetles, Rabbits, Jettas, a couple of them were Jeeps. And that was really neat.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Okay. K9MAP, Kerry and Rockford. What kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school? What was your very first car?
This is KD9MAP. Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Before I start on the car thing, I just want to say thanks to Rick. He mentioned earlier during the rah-rah meeting that he had come out today with his air cannon and launched a higher lanyard for me. I'm very appreciative of that. And I'll put something in the ham rag next month about it, reviewing the cannon that he used and having a couple of pictures. Brief reset. I did not drive until about 3 years after high school. The first car I got was a Mopar. It was a 1963 Valiant. It was $200. It worked for several years before it crapped out. Brief reset. I currently drive a 2012 Hyundai. It's my second Hyundai. The company does honor their 100,000-mile warranty, and as long as they're the only company that offers that warranty, that is the car I'm going to buy. Brief reset. Two cars that I owned that were kind of notable. I did own an Electra 225, and I raced it in the demo derby at the Winnebago County Fair. That is not the right kind of car for a demo derby. Brief reset. The other car that I think was pretty notable in my life, I enjoyed the heck out of it, was a Geo Metro XFI. It was a little Econo box. It was a death trap, but it had a stick, and I just loved driving that little thing. And needless to say, it got good fuel efficiency. And that car lasted over 250,000 miles with the second owner. 89MAP.
That's great there, Gary. Mentioned those old cars there. That was definitely interesting. Okay, thank you for checking in. I'm sure we'll hear from you later on during the net. That concludes my list. Are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region? If we got traffic, please call K-Sign GCR.
KV9EPZ.
K9EPZ. Good evening, Al. Night watch was kind of fading in and out, though, last night. For the most part, I was able to hear it, but the other parts, the times it kind of went in and out. So, but okay. I did hear you check in, too. Okay, Al. We're talking about what kind of cars. Well, unfortunately, you're not able to drive anymore. But I was always asking the question. I think you still have your truck or whatever. What kind of truck is it? What was your very first car? And what car did you drive when you were in high school?
Okay, well, I don't have the truck anymore. I sold it. But my first when I was in high school, usually drove my father's cars. What was I going to say? My first new car was a 1970 Volkswagen Beetle. And that was a car. I was in the thing, but for some reason, I had a lot of trouble with it. I don't know why. The next car, which was strange, I had a 1971 Gremlin. And the unique thing about it, it was a limited production car. It had a V8 in it. But I went and took the V8 markings off of it, replaced it with the stock six-cylinder markings. So, you know, it's what we used to call a sleeper.
Okay, well, sounds good. That was interesting, Al. Okay, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm sure we'll hear from you later on during the net here. So, are there any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time? You're coming home from your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show. If you just turned your radio on, or you've been copying the mail for the last about 45 minutes, this is your chance of checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember, from anywhere in the region with drop traffic, please call K-Sign GCR. Trying to check in, unable to copy. There's nothing but noise with your signal. You might want to increase your power or change location. Okay, we'll move on. Any more stations you want to check in at this time, please call now. I'm sorry, we're not hearing you. We're going to move on. This is K-Sign GCR, and they control the Friday Night Fun Net. Of course, I was not able to drive a car, so I never did own one. But I'll tell you what, my mom and dad used to have an old Model A Ford. I remember riding that one way back when I was a little kid there. Let's see, my dad had an old Plymouth, but they always bought, for the most part, my mom and dad always had the Chevrolet. They each had their own car. I'll tell you what, my dad had an old 1955 Chevy. It was a two-tone, white on the top, and the rest of it was brown. It was a two-tone color, four-door. And I'll tell you what, we used to have an old shed there with a dirt floor there. You get the car in. It would be 20 degrees below zero. Dad would start the car to go to work. That baby would pop right off. Of course, there were several times that he didn't, and you'd be cussing up a storm. But I think the very last car my mom had was the Oldsmobile. So they were good. They were good cars too. Okay. Now, those of you who are of a certain age, I'm sure you remember some of those old TV commercials for these car dealerships. So I'm sure many of you remember Swede Clark, or Swede Mark 'em Up Clark there. Friday nights on Channel 13, they would show they would have the Friday night movies, and this would be late at night. He'd come on there, I think, Friday and Saturday night. He said, you remember he advertised, here's 1961 Chevrolet with the radio heater, side wall tires, give you $400 down and what have you. I mean, you remember that old Swede Clark? Stand by hotline. That was John K9GDF in Elgin. He is repaired good, but he had some storm damage down there. He lost some of his antenna wires, but fortunately he's got that repaired. Let's see. Let me KC9DDF. HL for hotline. Okay. HC I use for honorary check-in. Yeah, Swede mark 'em up card. Remember those old commercials? I wonder if Channel 13 still has those old tapes, those old commercials. That guy was something else too. So, okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Hey, this is Rick. I got a comment.
Okay, K9YI, Scott in the Monroe on Simplex. I got you, and I'll get back to you in a minute. We got another station there with a comment there. A station with a comment, go ahead.
The one there that tried to check in here last time there prior to your phone call there, I think that was Scott up in Freeport there, because I did hear the voice there just momentarily, and it sounded like Scott there up in Monroe checking in.
I got him, Rick. He's checking on Simplex. Thanks. I'm hearing him loud and clear here. Thanks, Rick. K9YI, Scott Monroe on Simplex. What's going on with you? Sounds good there, Scott. Okay, hey, thank you for checking in, and we'll talk to you on the Green County Net this coming Sunday night there. So, 7-3, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. It's always fun to listen to people talk about those old cars and what have you there too. 7-3, Scott. Talk to you later. That was Scott, K9YI Monroe, checking in on the Simplex. He was telling us what kind of car he was driving or what have you there. So he's net control on the Green County Aries Races Net, which meets every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with a PL 1.3.0 minus offset. It's a combination Aries Races and Ragtune Net. Okay. Any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time, please call now.
Hey, Jimmy, this is Tom up here in Janesville. I already checked in, but I never got my shot at the round table.
I'm sorry. I thought maybe you were short time. Go ahead. What kind of car are you what kind of car you're driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school? What was your very first car?
Yeah, like I said, I was the same as that other guy there. I never had a car in high school. I just kind of went along with other guys and stuff like that, buddies and all that. Bought my first car just out of high school, actually the summer I graduated. It was a 1986 Mustang SVO, which I still own to this day. It's sitting in my garage. And my current car is my 2009 Mustang GT, which you've probably seen before. I've owned it since 2009. I bought it new. So, like I said, I guess the Mustang runs in my blood.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. I'm sorry you can't be with us tomorrow night, but hey, there's always next year. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, Tom. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. I'm sure we'll hear from you on the Rock County Net this coming Tuesday night.
All right there, Jimmy, that sounds good. Yeah, again, I wish I could, and yeah, I guess I can't turn down income. I can't turn down work there since yeah, like I said, I've had my ups and downs with work lately, so I said yes, and yeah, that's all right. I'll go be a working fool instead. So, anyways, great net there again, Jimmy. We'll see you on the next one. This is Tom up here in Janesville, WI9, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I'll be clear.
You're welcome, Tom, and thank you for checking in. We'll be thinking of you there. You'll be there in spirit. I know that for a fact. Any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, this radio nut joke I put together myself there for in honor of cruise night. Anyway, you know you are a radio nut when, in preparation for cruise night, you installed 3 2-meter 440. Let's do that again. You know you're a radio nut when, in preparation for cruise night, you installed 3 2-meter /440 HF radios and 3 2-meter /440 HF antennas on the front dashboard and on the roof of your 1956 Chevy. You display your 56 Chevy at cruise night. Then while you cruise the downtown, you carry on a QSO with your friends on the local repeater and on HF. I put that joke together myself in honor of cruise night a few years ago. If you have a homemade radio nut joke you want to pass along, give me a call here on the radio on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9 RFD repair in Rockford. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do some trivia questions. I regret to say, for the first time since we did had BE testing session, one person showed up, and when that person did not pass. Hopefully that person will come back in about 2 months and take and finally pass this test. But that's the way it goes sometimes. We've had always good success with our sessions and what have you there. Those of you, excuse me, these trivia questions are the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio licenses. I know they listen to us on scanners, and a lot of people listen to us because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive digital scanner. But you can still listen to fire and the EMS stuff there. But a lot of people listen for enjoyment. Other people are trying to take their test there. So this is what we encourage people to do. Buy a used scanner, program all the different frequencies, repeater frequencies, and you can... So you listen and take your, get the answer for when you study for your test. I think, let me reset. I think Channel 17 and all the other TV stations, what they ought to do, they do have scanners in their newsrooms. What they should do is get the ham rate, get the repeater frequencies, 2-meter repeater frequencies, and program them into their scanners, so at least they can listen to the Skywarn and, of course, listen to all the other nets we have taking place. All right. Very first question. If your license has expired and is still within the allowable grace period, may you continue to operate a transmitter on amateur radio service frequencies? A, no, transmitting is not allowed until the FCC license database shows that the license has been renewed. B, yes, but only if you identify using the suffix GP. C, yes, but only during authorized nets. D, yes, for up to 2 years. If your license has expired and is still within the allowable grace period, may you continue to operate a transmitter on amateur radio service frequencies? A, no, transmitting is not allowed until the FCC license database shows that the license has been renewed. B, yes, but only if you identify using the suffix GP. C, yes, but only during authorized nets. D, yes, for up to 2 years. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
89SAZ.
K9SAZ. Dan, what do you say?
Out in the mobile, and I'm just listening while I can here, Jimmy. A. Answer is A.
You are correct, Dan. You are correct. If your license has expired and is still within the allowable grace period, may you continue to operate a transmitter on amateur radio service frequencies. Correct answer is A, alpha. No. Transmitting is not allowed until the FCC license database shows that the license has been renewed. Okay. Dan, before I resume, I know you've been listening. We're talking about what kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school? What was your very first car? What do you say?
First car, Ford Grand Cherokee with the big 400 V8. And, yes, sir. And, let's see, and then the Dukes of Hazzard Charger with the 383 Magnum and the 3-speed on the floor. And now, then it was pretty much trucks, SUVs from there. Now, currently a Bronco. KD9SAZ, back to net control.
Okay, Dan. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for all you do. And we'll definitely, I'm sure we'll hear from you next week during the different nets there we have going on. Thank you for checking in. All right. I'm trying to read I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions all the time. And, okay. What might be the problem if a repeater user says your transmissions are breaking up on voice peaks? A, you have the incorrect offset. B, you need to talk louder. C, you are talking too loudly. D, your transmit power is too high. What might be the problem if a repeater user says your transmissions are breaking up on voice peaks? A, you have the incorrect offset. B, you need to talk louder. C, you are talking too loudly. D, your transmit power is too high. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
PD9 QDP.
Go ahead, Rick.
I believe that's C. You're talking too loudly.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. What might be the problem if a repeater user says your transmissions are bringing up on voice peaks? Correct answer, C, Charlie. You are talking too loudly. An overmodulated FM signal has excessive deviation and is said to be over-deviating. Over-deviation is usually caused by speaking too loudly into the microphone and may cause interference on adjacent channels. It often generates noise or distortion on voice peaks, called breaking up. To reduce over-deviation, speak more softly or move the microphone farther from your mouth. AM radio license manual page 5-8. All right. Okay. What frequency range is referred to as HF? A, 300 to 3,000 megahertz. B, 30 to 300 megahertz. C, 3 to 30 megahertz. D, 300 to 3,000 kilohertz. What frequency range is referred to as HF? A, 300 to 3,000 megahertz. B, 30 to 300 megahertz. C, 3 to 30 megahertz. D, 300 to 3,000 kilohertz. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read the question again. What frequency range is referred to as HF? A, 300 to 3,000 megahertz. B, 30 to 300 megahertz. C, 3 to 30 megahertz. D, 300 to 3,000 kilohertz. Anybody correct answer to this question?
KD9QDP, I was away from the radio. That would be C, Jimmy. 3 to 30.
Okay, Rick, we had another station trying to check in. Other station? Okay, what do you see? What do you say? I want to give everybody a chance here.
KD9MAP says C, Charlie.
You are both correct. You are both correct. What frequency range is referred to as HF? Correct answer is C, Charlie. 3 to 30 megahertz. All right. Okay, here's an electrical question. Just a minute. I think. All right. Okay. What is another way to specify a radio signal frequency of 1,500,000 hertz? A, 1,500 kilohertz. B, 1,500 megahertz. C, 15 gigahertz. D, 150 kilohertz. What is another way to specify a radio signal frequency of 1,500,000 hertz? A, 1,500 kilohertz. B, 1,500 megahertz. C, 15 gigahertz. D, 150 kilohertz. Anybody correct answer to this question?
KD9MAP likes A, alpha.
You are correct, Gary. You are correct. What is another way to specify a radio signal frequency of 1,500,000 hertz? The answer is A, alpha, 1,500 kilohertz. 1,500,000 hertz equals 1,500,000 times 0.00001 megahertz per hertz equals 1.5 megahertz. I'm not good at math. Let's move on to the next question. What? I'm not reading that one. You have to have those graphs in order to figure that out. Those little symbols. Yeah. I read that one before. I'm not reading that one. Okay. Which of the following measurements are commonly made during using a multimeter? A, SWR and RF power. B, signal strength and noise. C, impedance and reactance. D, voltage and resistance. Which of the following measurements are commonly made using a multimeter? A, SWR and RF power. B, signal strength and noise. C, impedance and reactance. D, voltage and resistance. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read this question one more time. Which of the following measurements are commonly made using a multimeter? A, SWR and RF power. B, signal strength and noise. C, impedance and reactance. D, voltage and resistance. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Okay, then, SAZ.
Go ahead, Dan.
Correct answer is D, delta.
You are correct. Dan, you are correct. Which of the following measurements are commonly made using a multimeter? Correct answer is D, delta, voltage, and resistance. The multimeter measures all three primary electrical values of voltage, current, and resistance. And radio license manual page 3-4. Find another one here. Okay, before we continue, we have any more stations who just joined us live to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go now. Okay. What is an advantage of using a properly mounted 5/8 wavelength antenna for VHF or UHF mobile service? A, it has a lower radiation angle and more gain than a 1/4 wavelength antenna. B, it has very high angle radiation for better communication through a repeater. C, it eliminates the distortion caused by reflected signals. D, it has 10 times the power gain of a 1/4 wavelength design. What is an advantage of using a properly mounted 5/8 wavelength antenna for VHF or UHF mobile service? A, it has a lower radiation angle and more gain than a 1/4 wavelength antenna. B, it has very high angle radiation for better communicating through a repeater. C, it eliminates distortion caused by reflected signals. D, it has 10 times the power gain of a 1/4 wavelength design. Anybody have correct to answer this question?
D9QDP
Go ahead, Rick.
would be A.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. What is an advantage of using a properly mounted 5/8 wavelength antenna for VHF or UHF mobile service? Correct answer is A, alpha. It has a lower radiation angle and more gain than a 1/4 wavelength antenna. Due to its extended length compared to a 1/4 antenna, the 5/8 wavelength antenna focuses a bit more energy toward the horizon, improving range. Ham radio license manual, page 4-12. Okay. All right, let's see. I think I read this. I'm trying to, one moment, please. Okay. This is the last question in the technician's portion. If the averaging time for exposure is 6 minutes, how much power density is permitted if the signal is present for 3 minutes and absent for 3 minutes rather than being present for the entire 6 minutes? A, 3 times as much. B, 1/2 as much. C, 2 times as much. D, there is no adjustment allowed for shorter exposure times. If the averaging time for exposure is 6 minutes, how much power density is permitted if the signal is present for 3 minutes and absent for 3 minutes rather than being present for the entire 6 minutes? A, 3 times as much. B, 1/2 as much. C, 2 times as much. D, there is no adjustment allowed for shorter exposure times. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll read the question and give the answer. The discussion is rather lengthy, so I'm not going to bother to read it. But here we go. If the averaging time for exposure is 6 minutes, how much power density is permitted if the signal is present for 3 minutes and absent for 3 minutes, rather than being present for the entire 6 minutes? Correct answer C, Charlie, 2 times as much. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll move on to the general portion. Are there any more stations I'd like to check in Finite Fun at this time? Please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO. Well, hello, Dean. What's going on with you?
Good evening, Jimmy. Just got everything put back together. Been doing some rearrangements here. So I wanted to get on here before you call it quits or something like that. But otherwise, good day. Friday the 13th, so that's got to be good. I went to the Boone County Fair, along with probably 20% of the state. So had a good time there, going through the looking at all the stuff, and picked up some good sandwiches, and good time. It's we're there this early afternoon, so it was not too bad as far as people goes. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, the pet fair will be getting underway next week. Winnebago County Fair. So, okay. I know you don't go there when you go to Boone County. Sometimes you go to Rock County. But I'll tell you what, that's definitely nice. Well, you've been there several times for a radio expo. I'll tell you what, they sure got nicer. All those roadways are paved, and that's what makes it nice. People can get around easier that way.
Very true. And it looked real good. They had everything looking tip-top shape. I didn't realize it was like a little factoid from that fair is the largest fair in the state of Illinois, beyond the state of Illinois state fair. They had 222,000 attendees in 2019. Of course, last year they didn't have it, but that is something. I'm just absolutely amazed. Now, normally we go on Senior Day, so we can get into that free thing, but too hot yesterday, so we decided to go on today, and it worked out real good. We had a nice time, and the food was good, and had the old corn dog and all the other goodies there, and looked at all the different the animals and the implements and all that, so it was enjoyable. Jimmy, go ahead.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I'm glad you went there. So, what are the questions now? We're having our annual cruise night here in Freeport tomorrow night. Well, of course, it was canceled last year because of the virus, but they're picking it up again this year. I was asking everybody what kind of car do you drive now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school? What was your first car?
Very good questions there, Jimmy. Well, let me think about that. Current car, I have an old man car, a Subaru, and so that qualify in there. Although I think my dad, he was a Buick person many years ago. He always drove a Buick. They used to be the standard. If you're over 65, that was the car you had to drive. But anyway, that's what we have, mainly because of we live out in the country and having all-wheel drive and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm just trying to think back. Cars. We had a lot of cars. The wife and I went through a lot of cars we liked. We didn't care who made it. We owned Chryslers and Fords and Lincolns and Chevys and all that good stuff. So we tried to help all the manufacturers out there. Jimmy, go ahead.
That's great, Dean. That's great. So, okay, how much rain did you get this week, or did you get anything at all?
We did. We got a lot of rain. For the event, which they did the system tied it together, in other words, Monday and Tuesday, we had a total of 3 inches of rain, which is probably, without a doubt, the most we've had in any event this year, for sure. Nothing even close. So we really needed it. The ground has been very dry, so the grass is happy, the trees are happy. It was so bad that I've got quite a few locust trees, black locusts, unfortunately, and it was so dry that they were the leaves were falling off there last month. There in the middle of July, it was just really bad. Now, when we had the winds come up the middle of this week, and they were pretty substantial on that one system that went through, we lost a lot of small branches, things like that, and that's what we did yesterday. Spent all day picking up branches and things like that, and so you know, we're reaching that point where it'd be nice to have somebody else do it for us. Anyway, also, of course, that means we lose out on that good, healthy exercise. How about that? KC9GCR, K9FO.
Oh boy, I'm sorry to hear about your tree situation there. That'll be unusual when leaves fall off the trees in the middle of July. Yeah, that's having you don't get any moisture or something like that. So, okay, Dean. Hey, I'll tell you what. I did check into the net there on Tuesday night, so we'll try to check in again this coming Tuesday night. The Rock County Public Service nets. 145450 Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. So. But that, 7-3's, Dean, thank you for checking in. Have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the log.
All right, Jim. Hey, very good. Take care, 7-3. Talk to you later. Remember, it's still Friday the 13th. Been a good day. And I also did some mowing today, a little bit. Got part of it done, so I was somewhat productive, but it was just a beautiful day out today. Just very enjoyable at the fair. You know, it wasn't, instead of being 90 degrees and 90% humidity and all that, today was just perfect. So it was a nice day to get out and do some outdoor stuff. And anyway, that's about it from up north here. Talk to you later. Take care. 7-3. K9FO will be clear.
Okay, Dean, thank you for checking in. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Okay, we're going to continue with the trivia segment. We're in the general portion of the band. Oh, boy. Some of these questions I'm not even going to bother with. Okay, what is a geomagnetic storm? A sudden drop in the solar flux index. B, a thunderstorm that affects radio propagation. C, ripples in the ionosphere. D, a temporary disturbance in the Earth's magnetosphere. What is a geomagnetic storm? A sudden, read this question again. What is a geomagnetic storm? A sudden drop in the solar flux index. B, a thunderstorm that affects radio propagation. C, ripples in the ionosphere. D, a temporary disturbance in Earth's magnetosphere. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, what is a geomagnetic storm? Correct answer is D, delta, a temporary disturbance in Earth's magnetosphere. Let's move on. Find another one. I already read that. Okay, what condition can lead to permanent damage to a solid-state RF power amplifier? A, insufficient drive power. B, low input SWR. C, shorting the input signal to ground. D, excessive drive power. What condition can lead to permanent damage to a solid state RF power amplifier? A, insufficient drive power. B, low input SWR. C, shorting the input signal to ground. D, excessive drive power. Anybody correct answer this question? Okay. What condition can lead to permanent damage to a solid-state RF power amplifier? Correct answer is D delta, excessive drive power. We'll find another one here. I think I read that question. We're not going. Good Lord. I'm not. All right. We'll try this one. What is a shift register? A clocked array of circuits that passes data in steps along the array. B, an array of operational amplifiers used for tri-state arithmetic operations. That's what it says. C, a digital mixer. D, an analog mixer. What is a shift register? A clocked array of circuits that passes data in steps along the array. Excuse me. B, an array of operational amplifiers used for tri-state arithmetic operations. C, a digital mixer. D, an analog mixer. Anybody correct answer this question? Okay, what is a shift register? Correct answer is A alpha, a clocked array of circuits that passes data in steps along the array. Okay, I think this is going to be the last question in the general segment if I can find it. So, we'll find it. We'll find it. Okay. All right. Okay. What are the toughest questions to detect? General and extra Q&A books? Your tower questions, of course. Though you new listeners, those of you, I know we're in the general portion of the trivia segment, but I know some of you listeners who are studying for your technician's license, some of you will be involved someday in working on a tower. You'll either be climbing the tower or else you'll be part of the ground crew. This question might put you over the top as far as getting your technician's license. So here we go. Which of these choices should be observed when climbing a tower using a safety belt or harness? A, never lean back and rely on the belt alone to support your weight. B, confirm that the belt is rated for the weight of the climber and that it is within its allowable service life. C, ensure that all heavy tools are securely fastened to the belt's D-ring. D, all these choices are correct. Which of these choices should be observed when climbing a tower using a safety belt or harness? A, never lean back and rely on the belt alone to support your weight. B, confirm that the belt is rated for the weight of the climber and that it is within its allowable service life. C, ensure that all heavy tools are securely fastened to the belt D-ring. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
D9QDP.
Go ahead, Rick.
That would be B.
You are correct. B, Bravo, you are correct. Which of these choices should be observed when climbing a tower using a harness? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Confirm that the belt is rated for the weight of the climber and that it is within its allowable service life. Okay. As you are climbing the tower, this is for the benefit of your new listeners who will soon be getting your license, who will someday be involved in the tower climbing operation. As you are climbing up or down, remember to take your time. It's not a race. Be sure your climbing gear is fully secured. Belts and harnesses must be within their service life and adequately rated for weight. Carabiners or carabiners, whatever, should be completely closed. Latching hooks should close away from the tower. Always use a safety lanyard or redundant lanyards. And remember that often forgotten rule to follow the manufacturer's directions. General Class License Manual, page 9-15. Okay. Told you those tower questions are tough. Okay, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. We're going to read a few questions in the extra Q&A. So, okay. I think I read that question before. I'm not going to read it again. Some of these questions actually belong in the tech book. So, okay. Okay. Which of the following signal paths is most likely to experience high levels of absorption when the A index or K index is elevated? A, transequatorial. B, polar. C, sporadic. E, D, NVIS. Which of the following signal paths is most likely to experience high levels of absorption when the A index or K index is elevated? A, transequatorial. B, polar. C, sporadic. E, D, NVIS. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, which of the following signal paths is most likely to experience high levels of absorption when the A index or K index is elevated? Correct answer is B, Bravo, polar. Paths that go near or through the auroral regions near the magnetic poles are the most sensitive to the disruption of the geomagnetic field. Extra Class License Manual, page 10-8. Okay. Okay. On what frequencies are spread spectrum transmissions permitted? A, only on amateur frequencies above 50 megahertz. B, only on amateur frequencies above 222 megahertz. C, only on amateur frequencies above 420 megahertz. D, only on amateur frequencies above 144 megahertz. On what frequencies are spread spectrum transmissions permitted? A, only on amateur frequencies above 50 megahertz. B, only on amateur frequencies above 222 megahertz. C, only on amateur frequencies above 420 megahertz. D, D, only on after frequencies above 144 megahertz. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, on what frequencies are spread spectrum transmissions permitted? Correct answer is B, Bravo, only on after frequencies above 222 megahertz. Okay, I will read two more of these questions. I think we'll call a quiz for the evening as far as the trivia segment goes. What is the National Radio Quiet Zone? A, an area in Puerto Rico surrounding the Archival Radio Telescope. B, an area in New Mexico surrounding the White Sands Test Area. C, an area surrounding the National Radio Astronomy Observatory. D, an area in Florida surrounding Cape Canaveral. What is the National Radio Quiet Zone? A, an area in Puerto Rico surrounding the Arecibo Radio Telescope. B, an area in New Mexico surrounding the White Sands Test Area. C, an area surrounding the National Radio Astronomy Observatory. D, an area in Florida surrounding Cape Canaveral. Anybody correct answer to this question?
89QDP.
Go ahead, Rick.
That would be C, the National Radio Observatory there.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. What is the National Radio Quiet Zone? Correct answer. C, Charlie, an area surrounding the National Radio Astronomy Observatory. The National Radio Quiet Zone protects the radio astronomy facilities for the National Radio Astronomy Observatory in Green Bank, West Virginia, and the Naval Research Laboratory at Sugar Grove, West Virginia. It is composed of parts of the states of Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Extra class license manual, page 3-20. One moment, please. Okay. Last question of the evening. One moment, please. Last question. What limitations may the FCC place on an after station if its signal causes interference to domestic broadcast reception, assuming that the receivers involved are of good engineering design? A, the after station must cease operation. B, the after station must cease operation on all frequencies below 30 megahertz. C, the after station must cease operation on all frequencies above 30 megahertz. D, the after station must avoid transmitting during certain hours on frequencies that cause interference. What limitations may the FCC place on an after station if its signal causes interference to domestic broadcast reception, assuming that the receivers involved are of good engineering design? A, the after station must cease operation. B, the after station must cease operation on all frequencies below 30 megahertz. C, the after station must cease operation on all frequencies above 30 megahertz. D, the after station must avoid transmitting during certain hours on frequencies that cause interference. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
89QDP.
Go ahead, Rick.
That would be D.
You are correct, Rick. You are correct. What limitations may the FCC place on an after station if its signal causes interference to domestic broadcast reception, assuming that the receivers involved are of good engineering design? Correct answer is D, Delta. The amateur station must avoid transmitting during certain hours on frequencies that cause interference. Only by avoiding the frequency or frequencies used when the interference occurs would one reduce the interference, and that's reflected in the rules. This assumes that the amateur station is not actually transmitting a spurious signal on the frequency of the broadcast station. 97.121, extra class license manual, page 3-7. Okay, this concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next Friday night. Are there any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, let me give you a rundown of all the other nets in the area. In about a little more than 15 minutes, at 10 p.m. on the 443.750 CFMC 440 machine in Chicago, the Night Watch net will be getting underway. That net runs 7 nights a week there. So for the past couple of times I was able to check in, the conditions were favorable. Last couple of times I was able to get in. Other times the conditions were the band was going in and out. So that's about it there. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Give you a rundown of all the other nets. The Lunch Bunch net is held every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. on the Swamp net is held at 12:30 p.m. on the 145.430 repeater in Downers Grove, Illinois. PL 107.2 minus offset. The W9DUP DuPage County repeater. Tomorrow evening, Saturday evenings at 9 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 127.3 minus offset, the Saturday Night Fun net is held. That's a lot more structured than this net. Checking H through Z, H through G, H through N, and so on and so forth. A lot of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing them up on this net. So, okay. The Greene County Aries Races net meets every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with PL 123.0 minus offset. Scott Case 9YI is net control. He checked in his net a few minutes ago on Simplex. It's combination Aries Races and the Ragchu net. The Big Thunder Amp Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. The the Whiteside County Aries net is held on Sunday evenings also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling, PL 114.8 minus offset. You should not have any problem getting that repeater. The antenna is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Monday evenings at 7 p.m., hopefully on the 6-1 repeater, there's the Monday night rah-rah info net. I think I had a total of 15 check-ins this past Monday night. Larry, K9, KZT, and I alternate as net control. The Lee County Aries Races net meets each every Monday evening at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Sterling, in Dixon, I should say, with a PL of 82.5 minus offset. And immediately following that, net at 8:30 p.m., the Kishwaukee Apps Radio Club holds its Monday evening net on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with a PL 100.0 minus offset. Of course, we got Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. here on this repeater. We have the first of two health and tech nets. The first one is conducted by Larry H9GO and at 7 p.m. and the second one on Thursday has been conducted by yours truly, Jim K9GCR. We ask everybody how they're doing. If you have any technical questions, by the way, at the end of all three of these fast nets I mentioned on the Monday and Tuesdays and Thursday evenings, there is a CW practice, which is hosted by Larry, K9 KZT. This week he started doing the late El Paso by the late Marty Robbins. He finally got done with Big Rock Candy Mountain. Okay. The Rock County Public Service Net meets every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, the PL 123.0 minus offset. Of course, Rick already mentioned these long wires that which meets on every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. on 28.390 megahertz, 10 meters upper sideband. The Ogle County Aries that meets each and every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PL 146.2 minus plus offset, I should say. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the Stevenson County Aries net. At 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater Boyd with PL 123.0 plus offset. The Greater Boyd Nav Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net. Immediately following that net, again here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater with PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening swap net. That net meets at 8 p.m. I had, let's see, how many did I have? I think I had 9 or 10 check-ins. I'd have to look. Okay. Of course, Thursday evenings, we have the second health and tech net on this repeater at 7 p.m. I've been running that net for the past few weeks. And let's see, what do I want to say? Oh, yeah. Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. here in Freeport, the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus all that. We have the Salvation Army Saturn net. I had 5 check-ins last night. Okay, the senile net is held each and every day, Monday through Friday, from 1400 to 1500 Zulu on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband. Chuck WD9BB is net control. He's also he takes check-ins not only from the local area but throughout the U.S. Okay. Oh yes, I just remembered something. Tomorrow morning at 9 p.m. This is a bi-monthly net we run. It's the Region 1 Hospital radio system net. All the ham radio operators are now allowed to go back to their different hospitals to check out the ham radio equipment in the various hospital communications centers. I will be net control of that net commencing at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning here on this repeater. After I get done here, I will turn the net over to Lloyd, KB9APW in Sterling. He'll take the net on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PL 1 of 146.2 plus offset. And then after he gets done, he'll switch over to the Dixon repeater, 146.97 repeater in Dixon with a PL of 82.5 minus offset. Again, that's the bi-monthly Region 1 Hospital radio system net. It gets underway at 9 a.m. Tomorrow. It's always held on the second Saturday of the even-numbered months, like it's August, October, December, February, April, and June. gotta get ready for that net too. Last year I forgot all about it, and I thought I was going to get in the doghouse with Lloyd. Now, okay, you're all caught up today in your local net. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. You're a member of any ham radio club. By all means, support your local clubs. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? With ground traffic, please call K-Sign GCR.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford.
Okay, okay, November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford. Okay, Greg, we got you checked in. We're talking about cars. What kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school, and what was your very first car?
Well, back in high school, I learned to drive on a 1988 or 89 Ford Escort station wagon. Ooh, boy, that was not much fun.
I believe that. Okay, sounds good. What is, okay, what kind of car are you driving?
2021 Mazda CX-5 little SUV.
I didn't mean to park your double over. Okay, we got that. Okay, sounds good. What else is going on with you, Greg?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just getting ready for a quiet weekend. Been working hard all week, so I'm ready to relax a little bit.
Okay, sounds good, Greg. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Okay, are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR and 9NQD. What's my check-in number?
And the RLT, he's in charge of that. I don't know how many people he's got signed up for it. But you see pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You even see updated pictures of my ham shack and what have you. You even see weather information. If you want to get into it, go to a Friday Night Fun Net Central and follow the instructions as you go on. In fact, Mike, K9MED, is recording this net. Eventually, we hope to have all Friday Night Fun Net all the time. You can listen to it, you can listen to it every night of the week. Every night is Friday night. If you want to listen to Friday Night Fun Net that way. Of course, let's say it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep for the who. So I'm going to grab I'm going to turn on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page and listen to Friday Night Fun Net. It'll put you to sleep that way. This is what we hope to do eventually. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Sundays and holidays, all Friday Night Fun Net all the time. Next, I want to tell you about Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636. Local freeborn number. 2 stations to check in. Excuse me, Rick KC9N and John KEC9DDF in Elton. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touch-tone telephone. When you heard it ring once during the net, that's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. As I said, if you're out in the station, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it, call the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Area code 815-232-FN, area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636, the local freeport number. You'll take your checking over the phone, but try checking on the radio first. Okay, are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now.
KC9GCR and 9NQD.
N9NQD, good evening, Art. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, just surviving. How are you doing?
Doing fine. I'm having another great net so far. We've got a good turnout. I'm asking, we're having our cruise night tomorrow night here in Freeport after a year's absence due to the coronavirus. I would ask everybody, what kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school? What was your favorite, what was your first car?
Oh, my first car was actually I had a couple of them. A 48 Ford four-door, had a V8. It was a flathead 8. Had it rebuilt. It was okay. And the other car I had was a 1960 Valiant. Had a 190 slant 6 on it. Through a rod going to Pecatonica. So I put a 225 in it, and it ran a lot better.
Oh, sounds good. Ain't bad.
But along the way, I've been through a few other cars. I had a 64 Plymouth Sport Fury Convertible. That got totaled. Then I had a 71 Dodge Challenger. Totaled that on an oak tree. I had a 70 Dodge Dart Swinger 340. That was the fastest of the bunch. Top end that car out many a night after over 150, not think twice. 78 Cordoba. My most beautiful car was a 76 Dodge Charger Daytona SELE. Took that down to McCormick Place. The cops moved the horses in front of McCormick Place and let me park in front of McCormick Place during the car show. Came up to the car and wanted to know if that was the new Chrysler for that year. That was funny.
Arthur, that was nice that they did that. That's great.
It was a beautiful car. It was two-tone blue on blue, and I totaled it. I've totaled a lot of cars. And most recently, I had a Jeep Overland. That was last year. I totaled it. So I guess I'm just a total mess. What can I say?
Oh boy, I don't know what to tell you about that. Okay, hey, tell you what, good hearing from you, and thank you for checking in. You have a good evening, enjoy your weekend. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Yep. What's my number?
This is K-Sign GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net, and the K9 RFD repeater, Rockford. You are checking number 27, Art.
Not a bad night. Have a good night. Catch you later. LNNQD.
Okay, Art, sounds good. Thank you for checking. This is K9 GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9 RFD repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Okay, are there any more stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
KC9GCR, KD9HWK.
KD9HWK, this is K-Sign GCR. Good evening, you're checking number 28. What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. Been sitting out on the deck enjoying this beautiful evening out there because it's like perfect out. 71 degrees, 58% humidity, no wind.
Okay, sounds good. We're having our annual cruise night here in Freeport tomorrow night. Now, I'm asking everybody, as I do every year before we have our cruise night, I'm asking everybody, what kind of car are you driving now? what kind of car did you drive when you were in high school, and what was your first car?
First car I had was a 1976 Chevy Nova, and drove that into the ground. Actually, got over 100,000 miles on it. Various cars since then. When I lived in Germany, I drove a Mercedes 230. Had dual four barrels on it. That was something. I had it up to 230 kilometers an hour. That's what 100. I don't know. 130 maybe, something like that. But today I drive a Ford Fusion.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, and I appreciate you mentioning it, the Friday Night Fun Net during their Monday night net there. So, okay, have a good evening, enjoy your weekend, and hopefully we'll talk to you next Friday night.
All right, Jimmy, have a good evening. Everybody else out there on the net, have a good night. KD9HWK, 7-3.
You got your you're checking in on your HD?
I'm on my base.
Oh, okay, I was going to say you sure sound good if we're sitting on your porch there. Okay, sounds good. Thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Last station trying to check in, all I'm getting is mic clicks with no audio. Might want to increase your power or change your location. Okay, I'm sorry. Better luck next time. We're going to move on. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, now I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. N9, ARB. Tony, HC honorary check-in is better half. N9, TAB. Okay. HC honorary check-in. Okay. We mustn't forget the Kitchwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Rockford. A9, Sugar Fox, Scott. Okay. K9, FEO, Justin. We can't forget him. HC honorary check-in. And one of the best guys on the radio, he doesn't check in that often, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N90 in the beautiful Belvedere. Okay? Let's go to the, okay, KD9, LOA. Brandon, honorary check-in. Oh, by the way, I regret to inform you that he's stepping down as EC here in Stevenson County. I don't know who will replace him, but I'll tell you what, whoever it is, I know you'll do a great job. And let's see. ED9 OVJ. John McConnell. And you know what? I'm going to put him down anyway. Why not? Mel, N9, RPN, who's recuperating from major back surgery. He was supposed to be transferred to a rehab facility today. He was at OSF St. Anthony Hospital. As soon as I find out any information as to where he's at, we'll let you know. So we can get him, he might end up in Belvedere. We'll let you know you can send him cards and letters. We're going to see about getting him in HD, so at least he can listen to the nets, if not check in. Okay. Okay, are there any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Dan, N9D6, the trustee of this repeater, for allowing us to use the run of that on this repeater when we can't use 6-1. I'm going to run down the list of stations we've checked in so far. All on-air, well, I did not have any early bird check-ins, so, okay, H9GO, N9OTC, KL7JEB, A9VU, K9QPL, KD9SAZ, KD9SBA, KD9HKX, W9JTC, H9NW, KD9MED. By the way, he's recording this net. Thank you for future rebroadcasts of Friday Night Fun, this Facebook page. Mike, thank you for all you do. N9SBJ, Scott, K9QDP, Rick, WX9RLT, Ricky, K9ZDD, Mike, in Davis, Stevenson County, N9CNW, K9MAP, Kerry, KD9QVM, Angelo, W99WTF, Tom, KD9N, Kurt, checking the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. He's moved his new QTH, but he does not have his antenna set up yet. Next on K9EPG, Al, he's probably on the 443-750. They're listening to check into the Night Watch net. Myself, K9GCR, net control. KC9EDF, John Elgin, also checking the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. K9YI, Scott Monroe, K9FLO, Dean and Roscoe, N9GBP, N9NQD, Art Robert, K9HWK in Sycamore. These are my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, N9CAB, A9SF, K9FEO, N9ZO, K9LOA, K9OBJ, and Mel, N9RPN. Total of, okay, we got that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 33, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay, let's see, 26 on-air check-ins, 2 Friday Night Fun Net hotline check-ins, and 8 honorary check-ins for a grand total of 36 check-ins. Not bad at all for Friday night. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9 RFD repair in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher and your baker and your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Be sure to tell your bartenders, their waiters, waitresses at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure to tell your garage mechanic. Be sure to tell your new car dealer. Be sure to tell your used car dealer. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your bank president, your stockbroker, and your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your mobs. Okay. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your divorce lawyer, your parole officer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun. The more check-ins, the better. The net makes you have the LFCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks, but we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee during a sporting event, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's plain old simple as that. Okay, I want to thank everybody for participating in this net. great topic. This was suggested by Larry, K9KZT, and you know what? I better put him down as an honorary chicken. He's the king of CW. K9. KZT. It's the honorary chicken. Okay. Again, it was a great topic. What's your favorite car? What kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive when you were in high school, and what was your first car? This was suggested by Larry, K9KZT. And a great night for our cruise night here in Freeport tomorrow night. You might want to go to the local websites here for more information about that. I couldn't tell you any more about them, and we'll see what happens. All right. This is the last call. For any stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
89EPZ with a comment.
89EPZ, go ahead, Al.
So anybody knows, they can try it. Band's open on 440. I just checked into the Night Watch net.
Okay, that's good. I might switch over there in a couple minutes. I'll see what I can pick up then. Thank you very much.
It's all part of the hobby. Let's have some fun.
I cut you off, Al. What'd you say?
No, he said it's all part of the hobby, Jim. Even the people, I'm a general, but my HF's antenna's not any good right now, but even the people that are technicians, you can have a lot of fun on the VHF and UHF bands when the conditions are right. Get to talk in the stations you've never been able to reach before.
And with band conditions as these, they sure help. Okay, Al, I'm going to switch over there in a couple minutes here. Thanks very much. Okay. Again, this last call for any stations just want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. Without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, this concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, August 13th of 2021 with a total of 37 check-ins. I want to thank everybody for checking in. Tune again next week for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Hopefully we'll be back on a 6-1 repeater. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Net control of the Friday Night Fun Net, now closing down this net at 10:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours, 15 minutes Zulu time. This net is now closed, and the repair is now over for normal after radio use. 7-3s, everybody. This is K9GCR. Happy Friday night to all, and to all, good night.